Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Today we shall be talking about money. It is money talk, letting your money work for you. As icebreaker, let's look at the question we have before us. If you have the option of receiving the sum of 200,000 naira per annum on an investment of 1 million naira for the next 3 years, or investing the same sum of money for the same period with 20% interest per annum, and you'll be paid both the principal and the interest at the end of the third year, which will you choose? Will you go with the option of receiving 200,000 naira annually for the next 3 years, which will be equals to 600,000 naira as your return on investment for the 3 years period? Or will you go with an interest rate of 20% per annum, which will be compounded over a period of 3 years? At first, it will look as if both options are the same, because in the first year, 20% interest on 1 million naira is equals to 200,000. But because the interest of the first year will be reinvested in the second year, it means that the interest that will be accumulating at the end of second year will be interest on 1 million naira plus interest of 200,000, interest on the 200,000 that has been rolled over, that has been reinvested, which means there will be an additional 40,000 to the second year. The investment will be yielding additional 240,000 compared with the first option that will only give you constant 200,000 naira per year, which will give you 600,000 naira in all. This is the power of compounding, interest yielding interest. With this, I bring you to the today's talk that we should learn how to let our money work for us. When our money is working for us, we are not the one working. We are becoming smarter with our money. We are sending our money on errand, and the money is yielding interest for us. And at this junction, I want to tell us why we need to let our money work for us. We live in a volatile economy. Inflation is spiking, interest rate is going up, exchange rate is not in our favor. Salary remains practically flat. According to Parkinson law of expenditure, Parkinson law states that your expenditure rise to meet up with your income. When you earn more money, your needs and wants increase, and you may end up spending more than you earn. That is what Parkinson law is saying. For us to break this Parkinson law, which states your expenditure will always rise up to meet up with your income, we need to be strategic about this. So in order to make wealth, you will need to break the Parkinson law first. It's not by reducing your expenses. Secondly, increasing your income sources. And thirdly, investing in profitable ventures and investments. That is, investing the surplus you have when surplus from your income, you invest it in profitable venture such that your money will start yielding interest, will start yielding return for you. such that you do not need to physically work before you earn money. That is what I was trying to illustrate with the example we had in the previous slide when I said how much interest. Which option will you prefer? Just to have a constant inflow of a 200,000, or you want to reinvest your interest such that both your principal and the interest will actually be working for you, and in no time you become free from the burden of borrowing money unnecessarily, and you become financially free. So the reason we need to let our money work for us, such that when we are sleeping, the money is earning return on investment. And we actually need to break the Parkinson law that states that expenditure will always rise up to meet up with our income. And like I said, for you to break free from the Parkinson law, it's either you want to reduce your expenses, which is pretty difficult, or you increase your income sources. Better still, you invest the surplus of from your earnings in other profitable ventures or investments. So we shall be looking at some money making principle. The first of which is the principle of paying yourself. Pay yourself first. We should learn how to pay ourselves first. When you collect your salary, what do you do first? You start paying your rent, paying people you are owing, and giving assistance to people, forgetting to pay yourself. This might not be the best way to go about financial freedom. If you want to be financially free, you should learn from the principle of paying yourself first and delaying gratification. George Clason, in the popular book The Richest Man in Babylon, talk about paying yourself first after God. Say, pay yourself first. You can only build wealth if you learn to pay yourself first. That is, invest a portion of what you earn for a future return. I repeat, pay yourself before paying your bill. Set aside at least 10% of your earnings for this purpose. So the number one principle we should be taking away from here is that we should learn how to pay ourselves first. We should learn to delay gratification. Learn to invest part of the money you earn such that that money will be yielding money for you. Such that when you are sleeping, you are still earning. When you start earning while sleeping, you have not started getting financially free. We should learn how to let our money work for us. For our money to work for us, we should learn from the first principle of paying yourself first. How much of your pay are you setting aside to pay yourself? How much of your pay are you setting aside to invest for your future? How much are you investing such that when you are not working, additional income will be flowing to you? So learn to pay yourself first. That is the number one principle. Learn to pay yourself first. We can also look at it from a delay gratification point of view. It is a seed. It is not it is a seed. It is not the meal. If you pay yourself first, you are actually investing in your future, such that your money will start bringing additional money for you in the future. The second principle we shall be looking at is the principle of a multiple streams of income. We live in a turbulent world, and our economy is such that if you are having one source of income, maybe as a salary earner or as a small business owner, you might be finding it difficult to meet up with your expenditure. And like I said earlier, your expenditure will always rise up to meet up with your income. To break free from this, we need to have multiple streams of income. If you're a salary earner, you need to have other side also that will bring in more money to you. If you're a small business owner, you also need to start thinking of investing in other businesses such that when you are sleeping, when you are not there, your money is actually bringing additional income for you. So the second principle we are looking at is the principle of multiple streams of income. How many sources of income do you have? Are you depending on only that small business? Are you depending on only that salary? Think twice. You need to diversify your sources of income. You need to have multiple streams of income such that when workers are on strike, as university lecturers are on strike now, if you are not getting paid from your employment, you can also get paid from other sources of income. So two principles we have talked about: the principle of paying yourself first, setting aside 10% of your, at least 10% of your income for your future. It is very important. Developing multiple streams of income is also very crucial for your financial freedom. Next, we shall be looking at avoiding over-analysis paralysis. Many of us today, we have a lot of business ideas, but we always get trapped in over-analysis paralysis. Over-analysis paralysis. What do I mean by this? We'll sit down, we'll make business plan, we'll make calculations, we'll make projections. But for us to make the first move to enter into that venture that we are thinking about, we'll develop cold feet. We'll start contemplating, should I or should I not? Fear will grip in. And at the end of the day, we are stuck at one point. We are not able to venture into that business, into that idea, to launch into the deep, to take the risk. Rather than engage in too many business analysis, a simple analysis, and you dive into the business, you learn on the trade. You are bound to make mistakes. You are bound to fail. But your failure is not final. From each failure experience, you pick the lesson and you move on. It's better you fail and move forward than to remain static at one point without taking that business risk, that idea, that move that you want to move to the next level. But the fear of failure is not allowing you to move, to take that bold step. So let us always avoid over-analysis paralysis. It will get us nowhere. We are only stuck at one position, at one point, such that nothing is happening. And at the end of the day, we only live to regret. And I know, oh, I will have done this, I will have done that. So for us to make become financially free, we need to avoid over-analysis paralysis, avoid procrastination. The next principle which we are looking at today is never cease paying yourself. This is more like emphasizing the first principle. We can't say it enough. Never cease paying yourself. Building financial strength is not a flight by night program. It is a marathon that calls for perseverance, consistency. It is a marathon and not a 100-meter dash. You don't make money overnight. It takes continuous discipline. It takes continuous progress. It takes a pilgrim progress, one step at a time. It is a building block, one on top of the other, and it takes time. Let us not be carried away by the by pyramid scheme that we see around this day. We have heard of the MMM, the MBA Forex. These are scams. Any investment offer that is sounding too good to be true, it is most likely to be a scam. Please take to your heels immediately. Take to your heels when the return on investment is promising to be too good to be real. Somebody will promise you that you are going to earn 100% return on 100,000 within 30 minutes or 1 hour. We see some of these things on the internet or even in our WhatsApp groups. These are scams that we need to avoid. So becoming financially free, making money, letting your money work for you while you sleep, you need to develop multiple streams of income. You need to cultivate the habit of paying yourself first. Avoid that over analysis paralysis. Avoid procrastination, and always remember again to pay yourself first. For as long as you are physically engaged in earning money, until your physical effort is expended before you get money, you are not yet financially free. You're only financially free at the point where your money is actually the one doing the work for you. For as long as you and we are still working and the money is not working for us, we are not yet financially free. We should learn the principle of letting our money to actually work for us. Thank you, and thank you for listening. God bless.